Morning, manifestors, a good afternoon, a good evening, or good night, or whenever it is that you check in. But happy Mother's Day. Today is May 14th, 2023, and it is Mother's Day. And I would like to extend a happy Mother's Day to each and every one of the mothers out here, the mothers, the grandmothers, all of you who are acting as mothers. I know there are aunts that are raising their kids and cousins and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And we just appreciate you for stepping up and, you know, helping to contribute to your family, to your lineage, or even if you've adopted some kids. You know what I'm saying? Happy Mother's Day to you guys. Yes, indeed. Well, we're gonna tap in and see what Mother's Day energy comes out. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the messages today. If it's your first time, thank you for joining me. If you're returning, thank you for your continued support. I do have three requests. If I say anything that resonates with you, that you would go ahead and hit that like button. If it reminds you of someone else, I ask that you would share the message with them. And last but not least, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can get all of this wonderful healing energy over here. God, I thank you for each and every person here. I ask that you will cover us all from the crown of our heads to the soles of our feet with your divine white light of love. God, I also ask that you would shield us from our hurt, harm, and danger, God. Anytime the enemy comes in to try to harm us, stagnate us, or even kill us, God, we ask that you send that energy on back to their ass 100,000-fold, because the only way they're going to learn is when they get a dose of their own medicine. But God, I ask that you would shield us and protect us so that none of that even infiltrates our being. And last but not least, God, I yield myself to you in entirety. I give you full permission to speak through me with power, authority, and clarity. Speak answers, solutions, and God, please give us direction on which way we should go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen, amen, and amen again. Well, one of the first things I would like to say is, mothers, I ask that you would definitely take time to pray for you and all of the women that are coming behind you. We oftentimes can see certain trends and patterns if we just take the time and just look at certain trends and patterns with the females or the women in our families. You know what I'm saying? Just take a few minutes and just look, okay? What are a lot of the women doing as far as like relationships and marriages? And you have to be cognizant of the fact that somebody may have, even along the line. I've heard this story where this man once had an affair with a young lady, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't want her. She was working at a post office or something or whatever. But either way, they wound up having an affair, and she became extremely obsessive and angry when he did not love her back, and she wanted more from the relationship than he wanted. He wanted to go on back home to his wife, okay? Well, this woman, out of her anger, decided to curse all of the women in the family for them to not have any, since she couldn't have him, they couldn't have no man either, and that all of their relationships, if so, would be very hard and tedious, and they couldn't find men that were of any type of value. You know what I'm saying? That they would just have very strenuous and hard relationships. So you might want to look over the trends in your family. Now, mind you, some of this no one ever spoke over you. It's just some learned behavior. But we, as the mothers, now have to take charge spiritually and start speaking the opposite of our families. I don't care if we have started out on our journey. When we look at the type of relationships and the type of, um, values we may have projected to our children, or especially to our women, as we're talking about Mother's Day, then we can look at that, and now we have the opportunity to change course by teaching them something differently, and more importantly, getting on our getting into our prayer and our manifestation of something different. You know what I'm saying? And you can do that simply by start writing out your prayer requests. God, I thank you and just praying this, you know what I'm saying, on a regular basis, that the women in my family will now no longer be bound to anything that was spoken evil over them, that they will find true love, and they will be in relationships that are reciprocal, that are, of standard and of value, you know what I'm saying, and they will have partners that will be with them, for longevity, and, long-term partners, lifetime partners. And they, like I said, they will be reciprocal, and they will both be able to work together as a team, and they'll be able to overcome any obstacles. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to get out of this mentality of, that bad boy syndrome. Like, you know what I'm saying? We want these bad boys. Man, please find you somebody that is of value. Of course, nobody wants somebody that's boring or whatever, but you don't want somebody that's so bad that, you know what I'm saying, is so street bound and so criminal minded that, you know what I'm saying, you can't be at peace in your home because you're always thinking that the cops gonna come knocking, or somebody gonna come in there and shoot us up. Okay, so it is our duty as mothers to start changing the course. You know what I'm saying? Just take a few minutes and look at the patterns of relationships of the women around you. You know what I'm saying? Even look at your daughters and look at your own relationships. Are they replicating what I did? And if so, God, from this day forward, I thank you for changing the course of the relationships that the women in my family have, that they will have self-love, that they will have value, that they will do the healing that they need, and that I will do the healing that I need, so that I can attract people that are healed or are on their healing journey, just as I am on my healing journey, and allow my children to see me going through this transformation so that they can transform as well their ideals, their mindsets about the type of partners that they need in their life. But, more importantly, let them do the healing so that they'll attract healed people. But God, I speak a change of course in all the relationships and the women that are after me. It starts with me. I change it. We will no longer walk around here unhealed and attracted unhealed people. You know what I'm saying? We got to focus on ourselves as mothers. Our daughters, our granddaughters deserve it. Okay? So you can't preach to them if you ain't did the healing yourself. Let them see the change in you. But in the meantime, as you're doing your work, be transparent with them. Hey, this is who I am and this is who I was, and I'm doing my work because I love you guys so much. I want to see something different for you. So you can be transparent in that, but stay in your prayers and your manifestations of changing the course for you and all the women to come after you. Your daughters, your granddaughters are watching. And also your sons and your grandsons are watching, because they're going to get the ideal of what type of woman they want from you. And if they're seeing you constantly attracting broken men, then they're going to think that that's the type of men that, women love. And then they'll go out here and be the type of man that they see you dating. So it is our duty to break the chains. Write your prayer requests out. Spend some time. Write them out. Pray them out. Speak it. You know what I'm saying? Put it under your candles. You know what I'm saying? Put it in your Bible. Put it on your altar. God, change the course. Heal the women in my family. I'm talking about cousins, nieces. I'm talking about, aunts. I want us all to be healed, because when we're healed, we'll attract healed people. You know what I'm saying? Yes, 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 yes. Let's break these generational curses. Some people they're just that low down, like I shared in that story. They're just that low down because your granddaddy didn't love them. Now they done spoke evil over all of the women in the family. I don't want them to ever find a man. They always go through the same thing I went through. The same way he hurt me, they gonna go through. You don't understand. There are evil people out here. Hurting people hurt people. You can never, ever underestimate a hurt person, okay? Never underestimate a hurt person, because they will go through some lengths. Never underestimate a bitter person, okay? So in the event that it has not, you be proactive and speak differently, okay? Yes. So God, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys an affirmation for the week. And men, you can do the same too. Even though it's Mother's Day and I'm focusing on the mothers, you can also take part of this, because your queens, your children are coming, your daughters, start speaking that my daughter will be healed, and I'm going to be a healed example for her, for my sons as well. Because I want all of us to have healed relationships. I want us all to be attracted on high vibrational levels. Like I said, it's Mother's Day, so I'm focusing on the mothers, but men, you do the same. It's even more effective when you have men and women praying that we're all healed. You know what I'm saying? And when we're all healed, then we're showing our children, our grandchildren, our cousins, our nieces and nephews examples. You know what I'm saying? If they don't see it in their home, they'll be able to say, well, you know what? My uncle and his wife, I saw them really focusing on, trying to break generational curses and be different. Yes, but so our affirmation of the week is, all right, I am letting go of all energy that doesn't serve me today. So if it isn't serving me and my family, and if it's not for my highest good, and if it's not going to propel me and my family forward, I'm letting it go. And this has been a consistent thing. And I'm telling you guys that I don't dismiss when God keeps presenting a message. It's because some of us, maybe we're not getting it, or maybe he really needs to emphasize it. And maybe you heard it yesterday, but today a situation is going to be presented to you again, that you need to hear this, that you need to let go of anything that's not serving you. Okay? If it's not serving you today, it probably won't be serving you tomorrow either. Okay? You need to allow people to do what they need to do for themselves, while you also do what you need to do for yourself. I am letting go of all energy that doesn't serve me today. If there's somebody crying and complaining, you know what I'm saying? No, I can't deal with that today. If there's somebody who is, always wanting 80% from you and they bringing 20, no, I'm letting go of that. I'm letting go of people that always want something, but they'll never have nothing in return. You know what I'm saying? So long as I'm giving, they're around. But as soon as I ask, you know what I'm saying? It's time for me to receive. They gone. No, I am letting go. If it doesn't serve me today, you know what I'm saying? If you are working on your projects, you may be studying, you may be working on work projects, you may have deadlines, and here's somebody calling you, asking you to do this. Is it serving you today? Is it going to help you to reach those goals today that you have? Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. And even within yourself, in certain mindsets that you have, that you think you need to hold on to something because of, you don't want to deal with the, missing somebody, then you need to let that go. So some things are internal and some things are external. So whatever it is that you need to let go, if it's a mindset, if it's a person, if it's a thing, if it's an addiction, okay, it's not serving me. It's not serving me to want to be outside all the time, and I got things that I need to be doing inside. Okay, my house look a mess. I ain't folded up no clothes. I ain't washed clothes in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Things are piling up, but I want to be outside. Okay? Let it go. Where we going, Lord? And I'm going to I'm going to ask Spirit to give us a message from this deck, a self-love message. Cards are still very slippery. Name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, our faith Spirit. Give us something that we need to be working on. Individual, I'm going with the one off the top. Be true to who you are. You are your own person, but sometimes our sense of safety and self can be wrapped up in something else, which can hinder our ability to trust ourselves and our own intuition, and can lead us to betray ourselves for that which we identify with. Okay? Separate yourself as you can so that you have space to come forth. Do not be disheartened if this takes time. Okay? You are your own person, but sometimes our sense of safety and self can be wrapped up in something else, which can hinder our ability. So that's time for us to be true to who we are. What are we really trying to manifest in our life? Who are you? Who are you? What are you trying to accomplish? You know what I'm saying? It says separate yourself as you can. So that goes back to letting go. I'm letting go of all energy that doesn't serve me today. Separate yourself as you can so that you can have space, so that you can have space to come forth. You can't come forth as the true you if you're too busy wrapped up in what everybody else is doing, and what everybody else wants you to do, and trying to be like everybody else. You can't be like everybody else. You got to find out who you are, what floats your boat, what you like. What type of tea do you like to sip on, honey? How do you like to dress? How do you like to think? How do you like to talk? We don't have to be like everybody else. And sometimes that's why they say separate yourself as you can so that you have space to come forth, so you can be you. Take time cultivating you, connecting with your divine purpose, connecting with divine God. And do not be disheartened if this takes time. Okay? It may take time. You may, let go of this today, and then tomorrow realize you need to let go of this. You let go of that, rather. Today it might be this, tomorrow it might be that. But as you take the time to do the healing and finding out who you are, you can't be out here mimicking what everybody else do. Yes, it's interesting sometimes to imitate other people, for a few laughs. Sometimes it might be a saying that someone says that's quite catchy, and you be like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to use that one. I'm going to use that one. But it's a whole nother thing for you to be a copycat energy. Okay, a copycat energy, whereas you so covet someone else's lifestyle and their energy and their look that you want to become them. You know how there are certain people out here that will go through great lengths to make their body and their face look just like someone else. You got people out here that, wanted to be Kim Kardashian so bad that they have done all the surgery and all the changes that they have even caused themselves to transition on out of here. That is a strong indication that you are not a healed person, that you don't like yourself. It's nothing wrong with making modifications to your body. If you want to get you a BBL because it makes you feel better about you, you know what I'm saying? If you want to do a tuck, but if you go through all these lengths to make yourself look just like somebody else, then that is an indication of a person that is not healed. Okay? It's like I said, it's okay to do some modifications here and there, but hell, we do modifications to our hair all the time. We get tired of one hairstyle, we go do another. You know what I'm saying? We might see a hairstyle on somebody else, like, oh, that's pretty. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try that color. You know what I'm saying? But it's a whole nother thing for us to try to change our facial expressions and our body to be just like somebody else. And it's almost an interesting thing for us to sit back and just see and copy something everybody else is doing. Oh, okay, well, he like her, so let me try to be like her. No. Or she like him, so let me try to study him and be like him so she would love me more. No. Take your time to find out who you are. Take your time to find out who you are. I don't want to be like nobody else. I might like your hairstyle. I might like your outfit. I might like your lingo a little bit, but I don't want to be nobody but Nadia, okay? And you shouldn't want to be nobody else but you. So in order sometimes to find out who you are, because you've been so busy trying to be like everybody else, take time to find yourself. Take time to find yourself. Who are you? You don't know because you're too busy coveting somebody else's life. You love them so much that you don't forget about you. You got to take time for you. And so now people, when they see you, oh, they want to be with you because you look like Kim Kardashian. They don't want to be with you because you are you. Okay? And that ain't going to last but for so long. So, come on. Now, Spirit, I'm going to go to my goddesses. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. God, I thank you for, if you haven't hit this like button already, I encourage you to go ahead and do so. Make sure, because sometimes I had a whole day upside down. Let me just see. Go ahead and do so, and let's see what these goddesses got to say for us today. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Break this deck right here. And Spirit is reminding us again right here. Our soul needs to hear self-sabotage. When we're trying to be something that we're not. When we're trying to manifest things in our life, but we're doing everything but working on the manifestation. When we're asking for love, but then when love comes, our hearts are closed and we're afraid of love. You know what I'm saying? When we say we want new opportunities, but we ain't even out here looking for new opportunities. When we're saying, God, we want our soul tribe, but then we, you know what I'm saying? We meet people and then we stray away from them. Self-sabotage. When we should be studying, we are scrolling. When we should be studying, we're out, at the bar. You know what I'm saying? We in Target. You know what I'm saying? Self-sabotage. When we should be, you know what I'm saying, meditating for 14, 15 minutes per day. We'd rather be, you know what I'm saying, scrolling on Instagram, coveting somebody else's life. Instead of creating our own plan, we're sitting up here, our own plan for wealth. We're sitting up here wasting money shopping online all the time. Instead of, trying to manifest our goals in our life, we're constantly around here smoking and getting high. You know what I'm saying? We're getting high 5 days a week. Listen, I'm not here to tell you what you can and you can't do, but I'm just telling you self-sabotage. Self-sabotage. You want to start a trucking business, but you out here high every day. How the hell you going to drive high every day? Self-sabotage. We do too much to hurt ourselves. Now, soul forgiveness. Soul forgiveness. I don't know if y'all could see that. Soul forgiveness. Let's go to the book on that. And that's Goddess Mbakumu. I ain't in no rush today, y'all. It's my day, but my kids are working and they've sent me their gifts already, so I ain't in no rush. I'm gonna get out when I get out. Who do you need to forgive? Let it go. We just keep hearing it saying, let it go and reclaim yourself. Forgiveness is a gift of freedom for you and from you. Forgiveness is a gift of freedom for you and from you. You can't rush forgiveness. Yes, you can. Some people really hurt you deep. And it's hard to just say, I forgive them today and just not think you're going to think about it anymore. It's something that takes time. You can't rush forgiveness. But you know what? When we don't do it, it's self-sabotage. Because when we're holding on to bitterness, we can't heal. You know what I'm saying? When we're holding on to the anger for someone, against someone, then it's too much time that we're focusing on them, that we are not putting that positive energy into those things that we want. Okay? Let me see, y'all. Let me put these glasses back on. You can't rush forgiveness. You have to feel it to heal it. Okay? Feel the pain, the hurt, the grief, the rage, and the despair. Take time with your heart. Forgiveness is a higher vibration frequency than the pain you must allow yourself to feel. Okay? So it's almost encouraging us, okay, yeah, you walking in forgiveness, and it's okay to, not want to immediately forgive someone, but we have to get to a point. You know what I'm saying? And the more we stay connected to spirit is not as going to allow us to just fester and allow that anger and that unforgiveness to just grow in us. Because the more it grows, the more we're hindering ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? If somebody were to shoot my child, you know what I'm saying? I'm not finna be immediately forgiven. And I've said this before, do not come and put that mic in my mouth immediately. You're gonna have to give me some time, because then you're not finna put the mic to my mouth after you just killed my child or whatever and think I'm gonna be like, I forgive you. No, because forgiveness takes time. And that's one of the worst things that people do. They get on these TVs, the media has pushed them to say that you forgive them, and you ain't even had time to process it. It just happened yesterday, and now you're on I forgive. No, you ain't even experienced grief yet. You ain't even been through the stages. So for you to coerce somebody to come out and say they forgive somebody when they ain't had time to even process the grief, it's unrealistic. And it's fabricated for likes and views. Allow people time to go through their process. Just like when we talked about grief the other day, forgiveness is basically the same thing. You got to go through your stages. Somebody stabbed you in your back. Somebody tried to hex, curse, and spell you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to go through your stages of rage and anger. You know what I'm saying? You might have some bitterness, but that's the stages too to healing. Because you don't want to walk around like that, because God is always a God of love. Because like I tell you guys all the time, God loves them just as much as he loves you. And even though you may not want to believe that, but God loves them just as much as he loves you, and everybody has their own journey. You know what I'm saying? They may be so deep in their foolishness that they have not decided to connect to God. But just know that it doesn't take but one thing. It could be that car accident they have. It could be that diagnosis that they get in 6 months from now that turns them back to God. You know what I'm saying? And you just have to realize that our journeys are different. Our journeys are different. So, like I said, just as much as God loves you, he loves them too. So, and it might be 6 years from now. Who knows? That they decided to get it together. That's between them and God. That ain't your journey. It's your journey is yours. But know that the more you walk in unforgiveness, the more you are delaying your healing. Be intentional with your healing. Be intentional. People have done things to me, God, I forgive them. I might still think about it sometimes and some rage may come up, but you know what? When I feel that rage, God, take it away from me, because I recognize that me holding on to that rage is just deterring my blessing. And I know that's hard for some, but I ain't at that point yet. Well, you ain't at that point yet. But let not it be 6 years from ago that this has happened and you're still walking in bitterness. Let not it be 10 years ago and you still walking in bitterness. You got to let it go. You got to let it go, and you got to be intentional. God, help me. Help me deal with this. Write your prayer requests out. Get you a white candle. Do your baths and release that unforgiveness from your life. Okay, your mother abandoned you. Your mother was grimy. Your mother left to go be with a man. You know what I'm saying? When you was 10 and you still walking through that pain. And you can't, forgive her. She's asked for forgiveness and you're still holding on to that. You got to let it go. Mother, you may be holding on to some resentment from your daughter from the stuff she did when she was a teenager, when she was a young adult. You got to let it go. It's a Mother's Day. It's a Mother's Day message. It's a everybody's message for everybody to forgive. But as I'm sitting here and I'm thinking that it is Mother's Day, some mothers and daughters need to work on your relationships. I'm not telling you to go in, gung-ho immediately, but start working on that forgiveness. It's only hurting you to be holding on to that forgiveness, to that unforgiveness. It's hurting you. It's almost like I tell you guys, it's like certain levels you can't go beyond until you can't go beyond that level until you learn the lesson and master this one. And it might be learning forgiveness on this level. And once you learn to forgive, then you can say, it's like the coins flip. Now you can go to the next level. But because you walked in unforgiveness for the last 10 years, you couldn't go to level 3 because you were still stuck on level 2. You might have still been stuck on level 2 because you were just sitting back, allowing people to walk all over you, and you never found your voice. But as soon as you find your voice and you let them know, hey, enough is enough. Okay, I'm done with this. And God had to teach you that your voice matters and to stand up. And now the coins flip, ching ching. Now you can go up to level 4. Because you finally found your boldness in God. Sometimes it takes for you to go through certain levels for you to get to master that level, for you to go through that next level. But you got to master it. You got to own it. And forgiveness is one of those things. And you know what I'm saying? That can hold us so bound. You still mad at, you know what I'm saying? That coworker from something she did 2 years ago. She done tried to make up to you. And now you neglecting her. Every time you see in the hallway, you go the other way. Friendships have been destroyed. But you got to work on your forgiveness. Work on your forgiveness. And you can't say you forgive, but you still repeating that story over and over and over again. That's an indication that you are not forgiving. Because every time something comes up, then you bring it up in your relationships. You know, you with your significant other, you say you forgive, but you bring it up every damn time y'all get into an argument. Or if you don't bring it up, it's coming back to your conscious. You still need to work on it. You still need to work on it. If you say you forgive, you got to forgive totally. You can't keep bringing it up. You know what I'm saying? It takes time. It takes time. But if you say you're there and you still bringing it up, that means you still got work to do. Take time with your heart. Forgiveness is a higher vibration frequency. It's a much higher vibration frequency. And that's why once you learn it, that's why you can go higher, because it's a higher frequency than holding on to the pain. Okay? Unforgiveness colors your world with lack, mistrust, and resentment. Again, unforgiveness colors your world with lack, mistrust, and resentment, because now it affects other relationships. Now you have lack there because you can't bring your whole self, because you are afraid that somebody's going to hurt you again. This person right here, they might do me just like the other person. So you're lacking the ability to really form relationships that are worthwhile and reciprocal, because you're still holding on to that. We say we want love and in new relationships, but you can't, because you still holding on to what other people have done to you. You say you've done the healing. So now you've got to embrace the healing, continue on that journey, and be aware of who you are. Be consciously aware of your own patterns when it comes to, okay, I say I want new friendships. I say I forgive. I say I want new love. Be aware of those patterns. Because once you color your world with that, that's what you're going to live in. You start to see everything through victim-colored glasses. Okay? Well, you know what? You know, she did that, so, you know, she just like the other person. Or it triggers something else. So you begin to assign everybody else with this, you know, a person that's going to hurt you just like the other person. It ain't even got to be intimate relationships, but because it triggers something, that's how you see other things. Instead of trying to see things from a higher vibration, you're seeing it from, it triggers that pain. So you go back to seeing things through that pain, that victim mentality. Until you recognize it, and until you take the steps to heal it, that's how you're going to color your world. Forgiveness does not have to include reconciliation. Okay? Listen, did you hear that? Forgiveness does not have to include reconciliation. You don't have to, you know, you can forgive somebody. Like I told y'all Monday, I can forgive you and work on healing, and I don't have to come back together with you. Now, if I decide to come back together with you, I can't just color our relationship with that unforgiveness. I can't always be, you know, when you do the least of things, be triggered by that. Okay? And allow it to color, you know what I'm saying, our interactions ongoing. I can't do that if I say I'm forgiving you and I'm going to work on that relationship with you. Okay? But on the flip side of that, once I reconcile within myself that I have forgiven you and I'm working on that healing, or once I get to that healing, that doesn't mean that I got to come back to you and be with you either. Okay? It does not mean I got to reconcile with you. I reconcile within myself that I've forgiven you. Okay? So you ain't got to go back. You ain't got to go back to people that you know that ain't healed and ain't going to change, but you forgive them because it's a higher level of frequency. And don't you want to be higher? Don't you want to be higher? Because and once you get to higher levels, you that cha-ching, that little coin tosses and it flips, and now you're on a higher level. Then you can embrace in those things that you've been waiting for God to bring into your life, to manifest in your life. Those things you've been praying for, it gets you there. It gets you there. Now I'm not going back to my ex, none of them. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I forgive you. And you know what? I got to have the love of God for you. I have to see you healed. I want you to go on and be blessed. You know what I'm saying? I want you to break those cycles of and chains of toxicity in your life so that you can be healed. How many of you can say that? No matter what they've done, I want you to be happy. I want you to be healed. Those family members, I want you to be happy. I want you to be healed. I want the best for you. It doesn't mean I got to be around you and talk to you and all of that. I want you to be healed. Okay. Now look what last thing she says here. Start with self-forgiveness. Okay. I forgive myself with love, because you got to realize too, you had a part in this process too, because your unhealed self allowed this unhealed person to hurt you. So once you start healing, then you won't be attracting these type of people that's going to hurt you like that. You know what I'm saying? I forgive and free myself, and I forgive and free others. That's what we need to learn from this. I forgive myself and I free others. Because holding on to it, it's going to keep me here. It's going to keep me here. I'm trying to go here, though. I'm trying to go up here. God got something up there for me. If I stay here, I can't get it. Okay? I can't get it. Some of us, we need to look. Why I'm still stuck here? Why am I still stuck on this level? What is it that you haven't healed? What is it that you haven't forgiven? What is it that you're neglecting to work on? That's why you're still there. Some self-sabotaging behaviors and some refusal to forgive or do some healing. But number 5 says radical rebirth. Okay? So that radical rebirth, if we stop self-sabotaging and learn how to forgive and not hold on to it, once we can really work through those things in our lives, we can have this radical rebirth. Hey, but look at that. Y'all look at that. She got them lionesses around her. You see what I'm saying? I've been watching a lot of, I told y'all the other day, I love seeing lionesses go forward. Boy, these, they are some, mess with their cubs. Okay? Mess with their food, their livelihood. Boy, they'll tear some things down. They the ones who do the hunting. They the ones who do the killing for their babies. The men don't go out, the male lions don't go out and do the killing for the babies. It's typically, you know what I'm saying, something happens to the lioness, and yes, a man will come in, the male lion will step in. But see, these female lions, when it comes to, and it's Mother's Day, okay? Just look at that. Look at those lionesses. When it comes to their babies, they don't play. They do not play. When it comes to their livelihood, they do not play. I'm telling y'all, go watch them lionesses take down. I'm telling you, they are taking down. And this is how mothers need to be regarding their children. You know what I'm saying? Be very protective. Be providers. Even if they're grown, you still need to be protective spiritually. Keep them covered. You know what I'm saying? There are many situations that Jada done told me about her job. Okay, I go and pray about that and put that thing on the altar just for her, because you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know you praying too, baby, but mama got your back. You know what I'm saying? I got your back too. Okay, Dakota. Okay, Dakota told me, Mommy, my principal is not one of her principals. It's one of the ladies at her school. And it's so interesting, you guys, because last Sunday, me and I'm just this is a little quick testimony time here. I'm just, I'm just sharing a little bit. But last Sunday, after I picked her up from all that fiasco foolery, we went and we had dinner. And while we were sitting there, Dakota mentioned to me that there's this particular, she says, not a teacher, it's like a eighth grade graduation coach or something, but her name is Dr. So and so, and I will not mention her name. And she told me that she felt like this particular this particular person is on duty at the school during lunchtime. Okay. And she told me, she said, this particular person, she said she's just always messing with us. So she'd have been thinking about this all weekend for her to, as soon as we sit down for dinner, to bring this up. This particular, she seems like she's always targeting me and my friends. I never see her targeting others. And she's always saying like, well, we're minorities here in this school, so we need to stick together. She said, but she doesn't stick together because I never see her say anything to any of them, but she's always concentrating on me and my friends. Like, we can't do anything without her being like right there. She says it's just really, aggravating how she treats us or whatever. So fast forward, that was Sunday. Monday, Dakota goes to school. And, I'm here doing a video and I get a call from her school. So I pause the video, I go and look. And this exact person that she just told me about on Sunday. And she tells me how during lunch, Dakota and her friends, as usual, always want to sit together. They're in different classes. They come in at different times, but they want to sit together during lunch, or they'll try to find a way to kind of get to sit together. And here's the thing. Dakota had told me previously that the other lady, who happens to be Caucasian, is much more lenient, allows them to sit together, you know what I'm saying, as long as they're not unruly, doesn't say anything, blah, blah, blah. But this particular lady right here, she called, and I had a few little words with Dakota today because, when I told her, she always going through the line, but she don't ever seem to come out with anything. She never really even gets any lunch. I never see her really with anything. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So you're mad that Dakota is going through the line with her friends, but not getting lunch, basically. And so, and then she says Dakota, and her friends, I was like to keep going to get water, which allows them to go and talk to friends or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But this particular day, I guess Dakota had just talked to me about it the other day. It's like, here this woman go again. So Dakota was kind of like mumbling under her breath a little bit with the lady. So the lady made Dakota sit by herself. And so she was telling me when she called, she said, I'm Dr. So-and-so. And, I said, really? I said, interesting. I said, because, you were the topic of our dinner just yesterday. I said, okay, but yeah, she was like, really? I said, yeah. I said, she just told me yesterday she feels like you target her and her friends, but go ahead. And so she told me this situation or whatever. And so, she said that, she feels like, children, when someone in authority tells them to do something, they should do it without question. I said, here's my thing. And I said, I just want you to know I'm a social worker. So, but my thing is, because I see things just a tad bit differently, so long as you're telling her to do something that is respectful, then yes, she should. But now I don't teach my children to do everything somebody in authority tells them, because people in authority are abusing children and telling them to do things, and they're doing it just because the person is an authority, just like in the church, where a lot of the people in the Catholic Church, you hear these stories about priests or whatever, or other religions and stuff like that, where they do certain things, or coaches taking advantage of girls in gymnastics and stuff like that, and sexually molesting children and stuff like that, sexually abusing children. I'm like, so no, I don't teach her that. But so long as someone is telling her to do something that's of value, then yes. I said, but I'll talk to her or whatever. So anyway, me and Dakota, we talked about it, and but Dakota's still irritated. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna write a prayer out that God, you know what, and bring peace to this relationship. Let them be able to get, I ain't got but so many more weeks in the school. God, please bring peace to this situation. Let them be able to get along for the rest of this school year. Let them be respectful towards each other. And I put it on my altar. You know what I'm saying? And then the next day, Dakota said, she didn't even say much to me today. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, okay. See? And then she came back 2 days later and she was like, Mommy, can you believe it that Dr. So-and-so came to us and said, girls, I know y'all don't really like me, but I'm just looking out for us all. I said, you see how you give things to God? So as mothers, as lions and lionesses, we are protective of our babies. You know what I'm saying? But I can understand both sides because I know how these kids can be in these schools. You know what I'm saying? They can in middle school, Lord Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Woo. Sometimes I think middle school is worse than high school. But at any rate, just knowing like it's probably a challenge for her, trying to monitor kids during lunch and knowing too that my child is feeling annoyed. Let me just be a medium. You know what I'm saying? And be protective of my child and just cover them both in prayer. And let me just put them on the altar and then see how things change. So as mothers, I went through all of that just to tell you guys to be protective of your children. Keep them covered in prayer. Keep them covered in prayer. Okay? So let me see what else she says here. Because I don't even think I even read. Have I read anything? I ain't read this. This is just my little parking. I just parked there. But yes, you can. Stop the struggle. You can choose at any moment to start over and be reborn. Like the sun, you rise again and again. Okay? Dust yourself off, move forward, and go for it again. Radical rebirth. Radical rebirth. I don't care. You know what? Just like these lionesses. If they try to take down a buffalo, if it's only two of them, you know what I'm saying? They lose this time. That's okay. Because they're going to come back again. But they ain't going to lose, baby. They're going to get that meal, honey. Okay? Okay, I might have came back today empty-handed, but tomorrow is a new day. They going to get something to feed them babies, okay? They going to get something to feed them babies. Like yes, you can stop the struggle. You can choose at any moment to start over and be reborn. Just like the sun shines every day, you get a new opportunity. Okay? Dust yourself off. Move forward. Sometimes you got to have a pep talk with yourself. Sometimes you got to encourage yourself. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to encourage yourself. Okay? Have that little pep talk. Okay. Let me rethink this thing. Let me sit back and re-strategize a plan. Okay? So who gonna stay here with the cubs? Okay, we got to figure out who gonna stay here with the cubs because we need one more lioness to go with us because we got to feed these babies. Okay, so today we're gonna, instead of going out during the day, we're gonna go out at night while they taking a nap. Let's creep out in the night. Okay, what I'm saying? We gotta do what we gotta do to feed our babies. Okay, so while they are sleeping, let me go through and pray over them. Let me go and anoint the doors over the walls of this house. Let me anoint my front door. You know what I'm saying? What I gotta protect my dwelling. You know what I'm saying? If I got to go out and throw out the salt, whatever I got to do, protect my area. Because you know what? My babies are in here. You know, I got to do what I got to do. I got to feed them. So if that means, okay, I tried this and this venture with a business, that one didn't work. So let me re-strategize because I want to show my babies what it's like to get out here and win. You know what I'm saying? I might not have won on that particular situation, but I want them to see me continue to be reborn and get up each day and try again. Okay? You know what I'm saying? I might have did that event and I only made $200 today, but you know what? Let me show them how to get back out there on the next event and let me make $500 today. Let me make $1,000 today. Okay? Because I'm not going to give up. Okay? So what did I learn from that event that I can improve upon the next event that I have? What did I learn from that experience, with the client or that customer that I can, take to the next client and improve upon? Okay. What can I learn? Each day is a new day. I can be reborn. Okay. All these collective experiences that I've had and that didn't work. Let me revamp. Okay. Let me revamp. Let me plan. Okay. Let me edit my plan. I think we talked about that before. Let me edit the plan. Okay. Dust yourself off, move forward, and go for it again. Life is about transition and change. You will fall on your face. You will change your mind. Well, you know what? Nah, I ain't gonna do that. Okay? And need to make a comeback. Okay? Again and again. Okay? Again and again. Okay? So that job let me go. Okay? I gotta come back harder. Okay? one thing I believe in, if something happened, I got to come back harder. God got something better. God is a God of greater. He is not going to let me come back and it be something worse or something less than. Okay. That relationship didn't work. It broke me down. I had to go through my healing process, but God got something better because God is a God of better. Okay. Release the idea that you messed up if things aren't perfect. Stop waiting to be ready. Make new choices and decisions. Still, I rise so you can be reborn. And God is calling us to be reborn. Just like the lioness, she doesn't give up. She's protective of her children. You need to be protective of your babies, which are your dreams, your goals, your family, your children. You ain't got to get out here and go and attack a bull. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to go out here and attack, an antelope. You know, you ain't got to go out here and attack a wildebeest. But at the end of the day, you got to attack spiritually. You got to attack spiritually. You've got to attack spiritually. Cover these kids, whatever they're going through, whatever they ain't going through. God, we things that are here and things are to come. Things that they need to heal from. Cover them and protective. Break these curses, okay? Pray for their strength to go through whatever they go through, okay? And then you know what else? Show them you, even you at your 50 something years of age, even you at your 60 something years of age, how you are still rising each and every day and accepting the challenges in life like a boss. Show them that, you know what, even sometimes you get down, but you rise again. Even sometimes you're hurt, but you're working on your forgiveness, okay? So we got to step with the self-sabotaging, okay? And delaying our own blessings. We got to stop walking in that unforgiveness. And we got to stop and we got to know that it's time for a radical rebirth right now. Okay? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm going to pull, because I never do like a hour um, reading. And this one right here just fell off the top, so we're going to go with it. Requited love. Oh, I have two. Requited love and high frequency more frequently. Okay, so right here she's saying high frequency more frequently. So we need to be on that all the time. Every day we need to wake up and try to get on our high frequency. Yeah, I know every day ain't the same day, but push through. You deserve to be on a high frequency. Are you trying to get to some levels in your life? Are you trying to get to the next level? Are you trying to vibe high? Are you trying to get God to open that door for you? Are you trying to get God to bless you? Okay, so high frequency more frequently. You gotta fight to get there. If you are low, then you need to go find you a corner, go sit in your car, go sit in your bathroom on the toilet for a few minutes. Even if you ain't doing nothing, just if you got just steal away, go sit on the side of your bed. Don't lay down sometimes, because laying down, you know what I'm saying, that's too comfortable of a position. You got to get out of that comfort zone. So go sit in a different place in your house, or a place that you have sacred just for your meditation, and talk to God. That's gonna raise your frequency. Okay, high frequency more frequently, okay? And requited love. So Spirit, what you got here for these people with this requited love, honey? Because that's interesting right here. Call to mind anyone who you ever put on a pedestal, viewed as out of your league, or didn't return your affection. Imagine you are facing each other, breathing in the same breath, heartbeats synchronizing. Imagine the spirit of this person seeing you, really seeing you, and being enchanted at the amazing being you are. Allow yourself to take in that validation, recognition, and affirmation as the distance between you closes until you connect soul to soul. Okay? Imagine your biggest dream, your greatest desire, your most coveted goal, instead of being grandiose and out of reach, is simple, achievable, and within you as well. All right. So requited love. Some of us think that we have to be in unrequited love. We think that we can't have the love that we desire. But Spirit is saying, listen, I'm gonna give y'all an example. So there was a guy once, and he told me, he said, when I sat down next to you, he said, I was somewhat intimidated. He said, I looked at you and I said to myself, oh, she ain't gonna like me. She wouldn't like someone like me. He said, but then And he didn't even speak to me. But there was another young lady that came and sat, and me and her started talking. And then when we started talking, he said, "Oh, she cool as hell. Like she down." And so then he chimed in the conversation, and then we started talking too. So all of us engaged in the conversation. And so then he told me, he said, "You know, you cool." He said, "But I just gotta say, when I sat down next to you, I felt intimidated." He said, "I was like, she ain't gonna want to talk to me. She wouldn't say nothing to me or whatever." He said, "But I appreciate your genuine energy. Like, I totally misread you, or whatever." And I'm just, see how we can separate ourselves because we start putting ourselves in bottles, how we start minimizing ourselves. And it's crazy because you think that men don't go through this. Men go through this too. Okay? This man minimized himself thinking like I'm some high-minded person when you have to peel through the layers of certain people before you really know who they are, or you just got to speak. You know what I'm saying? So the requited love is, she's encouraging us. She just said, see yourself. Imagine that person that you think that, oh, he would never like me, or she would never like me, or she's too good for me, or he's too good for me. And seeing that person and seeing you guys come together, let them see you for who you really are, and then you see them for who they really are. This exterior will get us all the way jammed up because we can look at all of these stars out here, and we can think, oh my God, but what, they are humans just like us. They just got money. Okay, they just got a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? But they just like us. They're human beings. When you pull off the exterior and you go deep, you'll find out that they're human just like us. They want the same things. Their basic needs met, and they all of us want to be loved. Okay, so stop thinking like someone is too good for you or you are not deserving of love. You got to see yourself and see the ideal partner. See you guys coming together. They see you for who you truly are, and you see them for who they truly are. Okay? They're just a person desiring love just like you. They might have a little money. They might have a nicer car. They might have a this or that. But at the end of the day, you deserve love. So don't get yourself caught up in that. You know what I'm saying? That the exterior or whatever. And because, see, that's that self-sabotage we be doing. You know what I'm saying? That self-sabotage. When we start thinking like we don't deserve, that's too big for me. That's too much. That's too good for me. Why would you ever think something is too good for you? You gotta stop with the self-sabotage. And then you need to forgive yourself for even thinking like that. God, I deserve this. I deserve this. Yes, I deserve true love. I deserve somebody who got it together. I deserve somebody who was wealthy. I deserve somebody that will love me unconditionally. And I deserve to love someone unconditionally. I deserve to love somebody, and I can truly be myself, and I can love them and their flaws too, because I realize that I am just as flawed. So you deserve it. Okay? And mothers, you deserve it. You deserve it. So when your child comes in and they bless you with these blessings today, don't you think that you don't deserve it? You deserve it. You deserve it. And don't minimize it like, oh my God, this is too much. You didn't have to do that. No, they didn't have to do it. But it's requited love. They see what you've done. They appreciate it. And now they're in a place where they can do it. So appreciate it. That's the biggest thing you can do, is show gratitude and appreciation for it. Because God will see that and he'll want to give you more. Okay? So let's not self-sabotage. And when you do that, Lord, forgive me. I forgive myself for that thought. I forgive myself for that thought. Because somewhere along the line, I've picked up this mindset that I don't deserve when I actually do deserve. I am worthy. I am deserving of love. Requited love. Requited love. Okay? And the way I'm going to get it, high frequency, more frequently. How am I going to get the job that I deserve? High frequency, more frequently. How am I going to get my business to flourish? High frequency, more frequently. Okay. You guys, it has been a pleasure. I know this has probably been one of the longer videos, but I know that like YouTube wants us to sometimes give longer videos. So that is one of the reasons why. But I think it flowed. I think it flowed. I even got an opportunity to park a little bit and share some of my experiences. And I pray that you take it wholeheartedly. Start praying for your children. Pray for your daughters, mothers, and fathers. You do the same. They need to see us healed. And we need to pray for their healing. Break the cycles. Write out your prayers today, mothers, or before the end of this week, for your children. And pray against every curse spoken that you know of and that you don't know of, and put it on the altar. And see, I like to bless things. Like I will, that's why y'all need to go to my store, manifestationgoddessllc.com. Get some of these oils so you can put some protection oil over these prayers and then put them on your altar and watch God do it. Y'all see how I put that prayer on there just for Dakota and her little doctor so and so at her school at her little lunchtime, because I didn't want her to feel like mommy's not hearing you, because mommy not finna call up here and cuss their mama out, But I almost did, because she did say the lady snatched a cup of water out of her hand. I almost sent the lady an email. I said, not, because she didn't tell me that when she called. You know what I'm saying? But I know a way to get her without having to go and jump on her like that lioness. You know what I'm saying? A lioness has to be smart. A lioness knows when to move and knows how to move. They plan, and they you know what I'm saying? They rebirth each day. They get up and try again. I know. All I gotta do is I'm gonna put it, because this matters to her. So let me put it on the altar for her. And God changed that thing immediately. Do you see? Do you see? That woman been bothering them every day, but I ain't been bothering them since that prayer. And then tried to come and reconcile. Everything doesn't require reconciliation, but she tried to come and reconcile. And maybe me telling her, they feel like you target them. Maybe that helped her to take a few minutes and look. You know what I'm saying? Like I told Dakota, if she come at you, just put a smile on your face. Just smile and say, okay. I said, because you smiling is going to hurt her more than anything. Okay? So high frequency, more frequently. You got to teach your children that too. Mothers, have a happy Mother's Day. Y'all hit me up if you need anything. I love you guys. Goodbye.